you have the trine that connects. You have three different planetary energies or points that are creating the bisextile. It's activating this aspect, and one of the two is making a trine, and then the third is connecting both of the two sides of the trine through a semi-sextile. So there's something that is a natural flow, like the trine energy. However, with the semi-sextile, there needs to be a little bit of effort, you know, like some sort of mental realization, a little bit of action. So there needs to be a little effort. So the semi-sextile, to understand in detail Mercury, how past karmic partnerships, even in past lives, hence South Node, Scorpio, can help to integrate some of the shadow work, Black Moon Lilith, that is revealing itself in community settings and or relationships with siblings, and also conscious conditioning, third house. This bisextile can be quite the medicinal Virgo Mercury component to alleviate one from the intense suppression of shadow work and integration. The next bisextile is regarding Mars 25 degrees conjunct Uranus 18 degrees conjunct the North Node 17 degrees Taurus. Your first house, and it trines Pluto 26 degrees retrograde in Capricorn 9th house. So we have Mars, Uranus, North Node right there in Taurus, and they're basically all conjunct there, and it's creating a trine with Pluto 26 degrees retro in Capricorn, your 9th house. And the center point of this bisextile is Neptune 24 degrees retrograde in Pisces 11th house. And Neptune is the center point that is connecting the trine side by these semi-sextiles. So both of these energies are semi-sextiling into Neptune, so to say. So, and to boot, Pluto 26 degrees retrograde are all in a balsamic phase here. So Mars 25 degrees balsamic phase in Taurus, your first house, and Neptune 24 degrees retrograde balsamic phase, which is in your 11th house, and then Pluto 26 degrees retrograde, 26 degrees right there, it's a balsamic phase. And that, let's see, and Pluto is in your, Pluto's in your 9th house, and Neptune is in your 11th house. So this means something new is about to start. So these planets are at the end of the lunation cycle, because there's 8 different phases within the lunation cycle in evolutionary astrology, and the balsamic phase is where the planet kind of culminates and brings everything together, brings it up to a head, to integrate in order to start something new in a new phase, lunation cycle. So this bisextile tells me there is a sense of self-discovery, first house energy, that aligns with the needs or concerns of humanity, 11th house, Neptune, and Pisces. So the needs of humanity, Neptune and Pisces. This is going on in your 11th house of, humanity, which is collective energy or an unconscious way of thinking, 11th house Aquarius, that raises awareness of universal law and intentions. So then we have Pluto retrograde 26 degrees Capricorn 9th house is destroying old beliefs, procedures, standards, or philosophies that no longer serve your calling to the collective, Neptune and Pisces. And then we have the last bisextile with the North Node 17 degrees Taurus, your first house, trining Mercury 12 degrees, Virgo 5th house, and Black Moon Lilith 13 degrees is the center point connecting through semi-sextiles in Cancer 3rd house. So this is once again suggesting a significant transformation of one's own maturation process, your maturation process, how you're maturing. The semi-sextiles within the bisextile is suggesting to just take notice of the new you that is emerging and rising from the ashes of pure right-brain childhood innocence. To say the least, this aspect is adding to the utmost healing so one can experience simple fun and pleasure once again. So that is the full moon horoscope for you, Taurus. I don't know why Aquarius has been so prevalent in my mind. I think Saturn retrograde deconditioning there is like, just keeping that name Aquarius and that energy constant in my mind. So that is your full moon astrological prediction with some evolutionary astrological insight. So now we're going to go to your tarot, and I'm doing it a little differently. First, let's see. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I'm going to pull 12, and then I'm going to shuffle some more, and then I'm going to keep 6 out of the 12, and the 6 that I don't pull, I'm going to use for your new moon closer to the end of the month, and then I'm going to continue to shuffle them so they'll get a good shuffle. And as far as being upright or reversed, the cards will be nice and shuffled. So that's how I'm going to do it. So this is the first card up. And then this is the second card up. I just want to show you all the cards. And then also I need to, since I'm doing the new moon later at the end of the month, I need to go back and look at the cards that were pulled so I can take the 6 that we didn't use here in your full moon tarot horoscope and use it for the new moon. And also I just want to show you the cards because they're very pretty and artistic, and they're Japanese, and the artistry came from a certain timeline or age in Japanese history where using really prevalent, deep, distinct colors came out of a certain artistic age, if you will. Just like how there was, in our history of artists, and painters, we had, Van Gogh came out of a certain age, certain vibe. Monet and Manet came from a certain age, a certain vibe, the French Renaissance, so forth and so on. And then we had like Mary Cassatt, which she painted, mother and children. She liked doing that. And we had like Toulouse-Lautrec that painted with very fine little dots, and he liked to paint like bar scenes and really like dark, kind of depressive kind of scenes, just more of a dark side because he was in a wheelchair and that's the kind of life he lived. So a lot of these artists really like to pull out their own life path kind of themes in order to create their beautiful art. So here is this card. So we got 3, we need 9 more. So let me give the cards a really good shuffle. wish you could see these better.